Hey, politics with Laura, and politics with Laura some more. Thank you. Hey, please like, subscribe. They are for free. Help me get to the next part. The phase. I got over 2,300. I'm trying to get to 5,000. Like, subscribe, and leave a message. And also, if you really want to jump off the edge, you can donate to me. That would help out a whole lot for me to get new equipment. Politics with Laura on Cash App, PayPal, Venmo. All donations are welcomed. America or democracy is falling. It's falling. If you can't look around and see that it is falling, I don't know what to say to you. I truly don't know. Let me see, make sure this is right. Okay, that is right. All right on that one. We got a lot to cover, I'm going to try to not make it a long video because a lot of you don't watch it all the way through. But however, please watch the videos. Help me. YT took 1,200 watch hours away. How do you take something that was already watched? Apparently, I must be saying something that's true or aggravating the powers to be. And I do that without even trying. But let me show you this. Some of you may get mad, but the truth is a truth. All right. You know how people are saying that the Republicans are bringing in fascism? Let's keep the truth coming, because fascism came through socialism, through democracy. Okay. But look at that. They're trying to get rid of our I can't even say it. Censorship. There are things I can't say. That's censorship. We have a republic. First Amendment, freedom of speech, but that's not what they're doing. Oops. Media control, we got that. We have determination of children. Up to some places, if you could go to New York, you could 9 months. You could deliver and have a conversation. You have a conversation with the doctor. You don't even include the person that gave the seed. I mean, what kind of stuff is that? They hate Jews. Well, over here, they hate Jews and whites. Wow. Okay. Worship the government. Oh, my goodness. And they worship the government here. Government take care of everything. And he's still saying that Republicans are bringing in fascism. Okay. And then you say that corporations is bringing in fascism through Republicans. Okay. We know that's not true, but okay. All right. Let's go ahead and get down to the nitty gritty. All right. Democracy is falling. You can't make this stuff up. You truly can't. Now, I'm going to start with Joe Biden, because I'm not going to say everything that's wrong with this country falls on Joe Biden. He's begin all, end all. No. But however, he sped a lot of things up. Now, you can say, well, Republicans, Democrats. Well, I'm an independent, so I am an equal opportunity abuser of politicians. All right. I don't go for either party. For me, both sides have their level of brand of corruption, and they wear those hats well. All right. Now, this is what I found rather interesting. Let me make sure I can bring this up. All righty. So, cat, please leave me alone. Oh, no. Okay. Let me try it again. This is not working out the way I want to. I'm struggling streaming. Oh, my goodness. Oh my goodness, this should not be happening right now. Let me try it again. Let me try it again. All right. Okay, that was not supposed to happen. Okay, let me try this. All right, that's not what I want to show. Okay, everything is going wrong. Okay, let me try bringing it over. Okay, all right, let me just go ahead and say what I was going to say. Okay, Joe Biden, between Joe Biden and Donald Trump, um, it's quite interesting because Joe Biden gets a free pass on many things. If Donald Trump sneezes too hard, they want to indict him. They want to indict him for any and everything, which I find quite suspicious. But no one sees an issue with that, which I find an issue with. So when you spend time saying, okay, this person's doing this person's doing this person's doing this, and ignore what your guy is doing as if it is okay, you give them free passes to do the same thing, but to a further take it. Oh, wait a minute, take it to another level, and you're okay with that. That is a problem. You don't let anyone get away with anything. Period. But that's just me. All right, let me go ahead and let's try this again. All right, here. All right, just take a listen.
Case involving President Biden. Special counsel Robert Hur releasing his 345-page report on the investigation into those documents found at a number of properties linked to President Biden. The report highly critical of his handling of the materials, but saying, quote here, "We conclude that no criminal charges are warranted in this matter."
Okay, now that right there is a huge issue. Huge issue. They're saying that no criminal charges at all, even though that they found a lot of evidence, but they're not going to prosecute. Now, because Trump says, hey, find me some votes. Find me some votes. 91 indictments. 91. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 91 indictments. But here you have a complete and total investigation. You got the FBI running in Trump's Mar-a-Lago house saying that he has this here, but you're not looking at Obama, you're not looking at Bush, you're not looking at Clinton, and Biden gets a free pass, and he had those documents before he was president. And you're saying that the democracy is not falling? It is. It's falling right in your eyes. It's falling apart. And you're asleep at the wheel. Identity politics is one of the worst things that ever happened to this nation. But I digress. Okay.
Concerning the classified documents case involving President Biden. Special counsel Robert Hur releasing his 345-page report on the investigation into those documents found at a number of properties linked to President Biden. The report highly critical of his handling of the materials, but saying, quote here, "We conclude that no criminal charges are warranted in this matter. We would conclude the same, even if there is no policy against charging a sitting president. Our investigation uncovered evidence that President Biden willfully retained and disclosed classified information after his vice presidency when he was a private citizen." Now, some of those documents were found at an old office, others found at the president's home in Delaware, including his.
Okay, I'm going to stop it right there. I don't need to go any further. with that. Now, the fact is that, they're not going to even indict at all. They're going to say, oh, well, you're an elderly man. We're going to give you a free pass. But he had those things ever since before being a president. And he was having dealings in the ukulele country, Russian waters, China. I mean, and he gets a free pass for all that. All right. I could go on and on and on about that. I'm not going to do that. But however, democracy is still falling. Okay, that's not what I meant to do. Okay, that's not what I meant to do, but it happened. Now, along with democracy falling, the fact that this site is actually laying things out, I find quite interesting. Now, you should be able to look at any information, whether if it's right wing, left wing, center, read it and then be able to discern for yourself. But if you only read right wing stuff, left wing stuff, or center, then you don't know what is being said. You can extrapolate from all different types of news sources. So this I find quite interesting and suspicious indeed. Yes, Breitbart. Yes, George Soros funded groups demand social media censorship before 2024. Now, didn't I just show you this before I got into anything? Didn't I just show you that right there? Censorship, media control. I mean, I just showed you that before I even got into anything. So I find that quite interesting. Now, here, far left billionaire George Soros is funding a media group looking to incorporate global pressure to push big tech platforms to juice their censorship operations before 2024 U.S. presidential election. And whether if you believe it or not, which I hope you do believe it because it's like right in your face. It's going on right now. And I just told you what's going on with me, to where I'm being penalized on social media platforms for talking about stuff like this, and then they go after me because I'm such a small channel, and starting off, I don't have any support, any companies backing me or anything of that sort. It's just me, my computer, my microphone, and the news sources that I get. It is just a one-woman show. And apparently I must be so dangerous that they took 1,200 watch hours away to keep me from becoming monetized. Sneaky and suspicious indeed, don't you think? But enough about me. So all this right here is going on. And this right here is before the election. Now, before I go further into that, Donald Trump is being stopped at all different angles. So apparently, there are interested people that want to see this democracy, even though democracy doesn't even exist in the Constitution. I keep on ringing that bell, but no one's paying attention to the alarm bell. The president, Congress are talking about democracy. That is what they bring to the table. So George Soros is, I guess, in some way trying to do away with it or add on to it. I don't quite know, but we got this issue at hand because democracy is falling. It's falling. If you know your Bible, then you know what I'm talking about. So here. So this is quite interesting. More than 200 groups urge leading tech platforms to implement election integrity policies to protect democracy worldwide. Free Press said on April 9th, the press released reports on the letter that the liberal media group co-signed. Now, I find that quite interesting. So it's not just in the United States, it's around the whole entire world. Every country that is a democracy is being attacked. Well, it's quite interesting that these countries are being attacked. I find it's quite interesting. Maybe it's just me. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. But here, the letter, I should have brought that up, which was sent to executives at social media platforms, including Discord, Google, Instagram, Meta, Pinterest, Reddit, Rumble, Snap, TikTok, X, Twitch, X, and YouTube, urging the companies to make distinct interventions to keep online platforms safe and healthy in 2024. Well, I don't know about other countries, but we have something within our Constitution that gives us a freedom of speech. Also, we have something in our Constitution that says that if our government becomes tyrannical, the people must rise up and to protect the Constitution. Yes, I am condensing it. I can't say certain words. Read in between the lines in what I just said. It is our duty to keep the Constitution safe from foreign and domestic problems. And right now, we're not doing that. We're just lame ducks, letting the train roll over us and then ask, why did that happen? And the group asked the platforms to instate the election integrity policy, swiftly enforce the rules against election lies and hate in political advertisement. Okay, now let's go ahead and unpack that. Election lies and hate. Are you going according to what? Damn, I don't have it. According to what the Constitution says about elections? Or are you going according to what the federal government says about elections? Help me out here. Please help me. What are you talking about? Because the lies and hate, well, if you look up the definition of politics, it means a fight. So if you're going to pull a Ben Shapiro gagging Candace Owens because you signed up for a debate and then you want to gag her to keep her from speaking, Ben, you're a punk. You're a punk. To do something like that. And so I find that sneaky and suspicious. Very sneaky. George Soros. You have no say so what goes on in our government, in our country, because it is we the people, one vote, one voice, and it has nothing to do with you. Please go someplace else and go put your brand of open society onto other people and take your billions of dollars, and you know exactly where to shove it and shovel it. You know where it goes. Okay. And requires disclosure of AI generated political content. Well, I'm going to be in trouble. Place greater friction on reducing the visibility and easy distribution of election related content that has been flagged and is waiting review. Oh, we're in big trouble. Hold influencers, public figures, and political candidates accountable for the same moderation and enforcement standards. as everyone else. And the impress. Okay, all right. That right there is a bunch of hoo-ha. And this is George Soros that is doing this. Now, we have to really wake up out of our delusion, illusion, and everything else that goes along with it. We are in a fantasy while our country is being taken over by this. Let me show his face again. Let me show his face by this guy right here. Him right here. If you want to see what something okay, I'm not going to say that, but this guy right here is pulling all the shots, and he has nothing to do with the government, the United States, anything that has to do with democracy or the republic. And he's telling big tech that happens to be in the United States what they should and should not do. And the government is not saying anything. Senators are not saying anything. House of Representatives are not saying anything. They are a bunch of eunuchs sitting there like, well, what should I do? It's a complete mess. But again, democracy is falling. But we're not going to just stop there. Let's add a little bit more to this situation. Let's add a little bit more. Let's not talk too much about George Soros, but let's add to what Biden allowed to happen by leaving the border open. Now, I found this quite interesting, and it's, to me, scary. To me, this is scary. Now, I don't know if any of you, oh no. Foreigners enter U.S. illegally to crash key military bases report. Now, wow. It seems like a lot of our military personnel are overseas fighting wars. I think 3 to be exact. Quite interesting. But here, home, we're not safe. So here, the analysis. Oh, come on, stop. The Marines based near DC, which I find quite interesting, is the latest target. Is this enemy reconnaissance of our military facilities? And the most recent example of the massive heightened terror and sabotage threat created by Joe Biden's open border, a Jordanian national, along with a person on the terror watch list, tried to crash the United States Marine base in Quantico, Virginia. This happened May 3rd. Related, shut everything down. Pro, hey, ham, targeting U.S. military bases. So basically, one known terrorist and a likely second terrorist from the Middle East deliberately tried to deliver or drive their box truck into the base, and the media simply ignored it and avoid highlighting the foreign illegal aspects of these incidences. And yes, media is not saying anything about it. George Soros. Now my internet is acting up. George Soros, this is quite interesting. It really is. And we need to wake up. We need to get out of identity of politics. We need to put America first. Because as I showed you, well, I didn't want to show you right now, this right here. The US government gives help to everyone else but its own people. It's not even looking at, or it's not even helping the United States. It's not even helping its own. It has its hand out to everyone else but us. And democracy is falling. But let's continue on just a little bit more. I don't if you follow me on Instagram, Politics with Laura 1, I go down to Bowling Air Force Base and I go to the Navy Yard and I show you things which are going on. And check it out. You'll be quite surprised. And please follow. And if you want to jump off the rails, become a member, a subscriber, as they call it. Okay, and the base, known as the Crossroads of the Marine Corps, is one of the Corps' most important housing several officer training schools, Marine Corps universities, the Marine Corps Combat Development Commander, MCCDC, which is dedicated to modernizing the force in, as well as serving the headquarters of, or for the oh, wow, HMX-1 helicopter squadron, better known as Marine One. If you go on my Instagram, I have those going to Bowling Air Force Base. Check that out. And if you look at what's written, you'll see people in the military saying what it is. I call it Black Hawks, Marine One. You'll just check it out. It's very informative, and you're not getting that in the news at all. But I'm making sure that you get it. Check out my Instagram. So, and it goes on. And the critical base also hosts the FBI Academy elements of the National Criminal Investigation, NCIS, Defense Counterintelligence Service, Security Agency, DCSA, and it goes on. But it seems like that Biden has no problem allowing all of this to occur. The border's open. No one is vetted. We have no idea who is whom. Matter of fact, in fact, it could be SAS. And you're saying, hey, Politics with Laura, what is that? Special Armed Services, or Special Air Services, excuse me. And there's a lot going on there. And that's going to be another video. I was going to present it, but no, I'm not going to do that. That's going to be a different day. But let me see. See George Soros. Okay. I'm done with him. Just the fact that he even has a influence in this country is a problem. A huge problem, I would add. Let me see. Let me go ahead and take that off. Now we got a lot going on here. A lot. Did I already show this? Yeah, I already showed that. No. I was going to bring the essay. No, I'm not going to bring the SAS up. I'm not going to do that. But, and that was just America's falling. Now, Biden, he walks free. I mean, he comes out of this smelling like a rose. Everything he has done. I mean, it is impossible. I mean, it's wild how he and Hunter Biden is getting walked through all of this. So they don't want Trump to even have his name on a ballot or to even run for president. Now, if Trump never threw his hat in a game in the game again, as far as running for president, he wouldn't be having any of these issues. So it shows that there is a problem with this democracy here. And it is their democracy. And they are saying, we don't want you here because you want to destroy everything what we have in place. Like what? Open borders, allowing everybody in. And And keep in mind, it is just not people south of the border coming in here. No, you have a lot of Eastern Europeans that are here, many Ukrainians, and it's not just them. A lot of them are coming. Now, they are coming under the matter of fact. Let me see if I can find this, because you're not listening to me. You're not listening to me. Now I want you to really take a look, because you're not really understanding what I'm saying. And it's just this simple. Take a look. Here. The new Americans follow a diverse group of immigrants and refugees as they leave their homes and families behind and learn what it means to be a new American in the 21st century. And they're using this look, they're using the title refugees as a status to come in here to circumvent a whole lot of things that's going on. And here, now you may see some Latino people, some brown people, but no, it's way more than that. Way more than that. And here, and just look it up and see where the new American buildings are. They're all over. They're all over. Just Google it one time. Which states are the new American buildings in? Just do that for yourself. Besides it being in Chicago, it's in Minnesota. It's in many of these places, many. But you really need to have a firm understanding, because once they get rid of, because many of you liberals, many of you Democrat liberals to the left think that, okay, well, socialism is good. You never been to a socialist country. You never lived in one. You have an idea, because I talked to a lot of you. You have an idea what you think socialism is, because it's within your head and your idea of what it is. Now, within that idea of what you think it is, you bothered asking the people that are fleeing these countries. You never ask them. Have you asked Venezuelans why they leave? Have you asked people from Uzbekistan, Kyrgyzstan, why they leave? No, you haven't, because if you did, you would get out of that delusional state. Look, you are more delusional than Amber Heard and Evan Rachel Wood. Oh my goodness. And let's not even and let's go ahead and add this woman right here. Thank you. This woman right here. Where is she at? Doggone, I thought I put her up here. Well, look. Damn, I don't have her up here. I was going to put up Fannie Willis. The delusions are great. The delusions are great, but your delusions should not put everyone in a trick bag, because you have a belief of what you think it is. And you're completely okay with this. You're completely okay with giving billions of dollars to the Ukraine or the ukulele country, but you can't do nothing for American citizens. Not at all. You completely okay with it. Now, my thing is this. Thank you. If you're okay with that, and when they displace the people that protect us, the veterans, and they were displacing veterans to put illegal aliens in there. And when I say illegal aliens, I don't just simply mean brown people. I mean them all. All. Okay? And you're okay with that. Well, if you're okay with that happening and you're not protecting them, and keep in mind, everything goes into a circle. It has a starting point and it always ends where it started. So When that goes around and it comes back to you, who will save you? Just a question. Think about it. Marinate on it just a little bit, because it's coming. It is coming. I don't mean to rant like that, but it just infuriates me how people can take a delusional state and look upon it as fact. It's still a theory. Socialism hasn't worked anywhere. It's still a theory. But you're looking at it as, in my head, this is how I see tulips and daisies. Everything is wonderful. Everything is wonderful. It's not, because in order to keep it, people have to perish. And that is not what you're considering. I'm done ranting on that. But back to Biden walks free. How can one say Biden had all these things going on and he's an older man, his mind isn't that well? But when it comes to Trump, he has 91 indictments and he's being taken through the ringer. But he doesn't get the same thing. Oh, well, he's an older man. He doesn't think that well. Don't you find that a bit biased much? Like I said, if you're okay with that, remember, everything has a starting point and it always goes back to where it originates. And when it hits you, don't cry. I wish I had Amber Heard's crying face when she got sued and lost by Johnny Depp. Oh, that was a serious cry. But here, all right, Trump's gag order. Now, yesterday I put up a video and I thought about it. I was saying that okay, maybe Trump shouldn't say too much about what's going on in the courtroom, but I didn't consider that the testimony was already over. So he was just simply venting what's going on. And everybody needs a vent every now and again. And we do see people going through court cases that vent whatever goes on, they come out and vent. I get it. But I think this right here is a bit telling, because I do watch other content creators that deal with law and they're giving a different aspect of it. I'm like, well, maybe he might need to say a little bit of something. Maybe he might. But then again, democracy is falling. It's falling. Now, I don't know whether if that is a good thing or not. I'm not going to quantitate it with anything, whether if it's 100% right, 40% right. I don't know. I have always lived in this system here. Anything different, I don't know. But I'm not willing to try someone's delusions. No, I'm not willing to do that. I'm not going to sign up for that. I look at too many countries that switch their government and it becomes totally chaotic, and then they go back to where they were. But on that note, what do you think? What do you think? Please like, subscribe. That would be great help. That would help me get to 5,000. Please help me out with that. And thank you for stopping by.